Today we're going to be taming boars, which if you do this correctly, it'll give you an unlimited supply of both leather scrap and raw boar meat, which is awesome for early on game. First step of taming boars is creating a corral-like structure. You will need a workbench in order to do this. I do have one, but it is chilling inside that hut over there, so you are not going to see it. But I'm going to be making a simple round pole fence corral. This is not something I would recommend doing if you're keeping the structure for a long-term piece. However, I'm just doing it for the sake of example today, so it is going to be extremely temporary for me. If you are keeping a long-term structure like this, I would recommend something like a stake wall or making a little hut for them, something along those lines to keep them a bit more protected, because if an enemy does come by, they can aggro them, it can kill them off on accident, well, not on accident, but it can kill them off, and then you're left without any boars and you have to go through the whole taming process all over again. As we wrap up our corral structure, we'll want to think, how many boars do we want to capture right off the bat? I want to capture 2, so I'm going to put a dividing wall up here. This way, when I capture my first one, there won't be any risk of my second one escaping. Once that divided fence is up, we can hop on out and knock a hole in each side of our corral. This will allow us to aggro the boars and lure them into our fenced-in section and get them ready for taming. So first things first, let's capture our boar. I aggroed him, and they're a little more unpredictable than most creatures because they kind of zigzag around and they don't really follow you well. So you gotta stay close and keep a good eye on him, but once you get him in, you can build up that fenced-in section quickly, and he'll be good to just chill there until you get the second one. So let's go grab that second boar now. Here is my second boar, and it was a complete pain in the butt to get in this corral, so I did not record the whole thing. However, they are both in there now, and we are happy and ready to go. So next up, you'll want to collect some raspberries, mushrooms, carrots, blueberries, onions, whatever. I'm just going to use raspberries for the sake of example because it is a very easy food to find in the meadows. So the boars are going to be loving up on these raspberries that I'm about to feed them. I have 48 in my pocket, so we'll just toss those on into the corral. And this is the most important part. Stay away from the fence. The boars get super aggroed. But on the other hand, do not stay too far away from the fence, because if you are over 64 meters away, the taming process will stop. Pause completely. And sleep does not speed this up either, so do not bother sleeping or anything like that. Just use the time for crafting or whatever you need to do around your base, and in due time, they will end up loving you and they will eventually be tamed. You can rename them at this point, pet them, whatever, but if you keep feeding them raspberries or any of those foods I listed earlier, they will eventually mate like that, and a baby boar will come along in due time, of course. Also, one of the coolest things about these piglets is that they are born tame, so you do not need to keep going through the taming process again and again. However, you will need to keep feeding them if you want them to reproduce, so just note that. Unfortunately for me, I was attacked before I got the opportunity to show you the piglet, so take this as an example on why you should build a more sturdy corral. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.